Mm, mm. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Fam, what's good? Your boy, welcome back. Suits and Sense. Thank you for tuning to the channel. Okay, fam. Today, we are going. How can I put this? Well, today's fragrance is about the scent of rose. Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 of my best rose fragrances. Okay, 5 of my best rose fragrances. Well, yeah, it's gonna be 5 of my best rose fragrances. You know, Mother's Day is coming up, and the number one gift that is always given to mothers on Mother's Day is roses. Always give your moms roses while they're here. You know, give them their flowers while they're alive. Because I can tell you from personal experience, as far as me, the world is a different place when your mom is gone. It is a totally different place when your mom is gone, man. Because that's the one person that you could say you was connected to your entire life is your mother. And the world is a different place when your mom is gone, man. Yeah. It's a different place. Okay. 5 fragrances that 5 rose fragrances that I'm sorry. I could have edited all this, but what the heck? Keep it running. 5 of my best rose fragrances. Okay. First time viewers, thank you for tuning to the channel, Suits and Sense. Before you make your decisions, go back, check out some of the other videos from Suits and Sense, and make your decisions from there. All right. Continue viewers and subscribers. Much love, baby. Much love. Can't stop. Won't stop. Not gonna stop. It's not happening. It's just not happening. You know why? Because they know about us. And they know about us. No flex zone. No flex zone. That's for now on, that's going to be my tribute to all fragrance reviewers who are on the low sub category as such as myself. Even, I'm going to speak positivity into the air. Even when we all become on a higher sub status, we're going to still be singing No Flex Zone. All right? Bam. That's my tribute to you. Keep grinding. Okay. 5 fragrances. Well, 5 of my best rose fragrances. Okay? All right. I'm going to let the intro roll. We're going to come back at it. Candles, pineapple juice. Pineapple juice. Best defense against COVID. Okay? Let's do it. All right, fam. First up, we're going to the house of Flamingo. All right, now, remember, the focus is the note of rose. So we're not going to dive into all the other notes that attribute to the fragrance. No opening, no closing, no middle, just the note of rose, okay? So this is the house of Flamingo, and the fragrance is Peacock Throne. Now, this is a woman's fragrance all day. A woman's fragrance all day, but I rock it. I like it. I like the rose in it because it has a sweet Taif rose in there. A sweet Taif rose. All right. Beautiful fragrance. Beautiful fragrance. It's it's a sweet fragrance. It is. But if you want to push the envelope slightly as a man, and you don't always have to go with the punch him in the face and all that, but not type fragrance, whatever. You want to go with something sweet, not overspray, because I am the overspray king. I am the one and only, the true overspray king. But I won't overspray with this because it is a really feminine fragrance, but I love the Taif rose that's in this one. Now, you also have Rosia Dove's Taif, this is Taif Oud. This has the Taif rose in it as well, but this one isn't on the sweet side as Peacock Throne. This one is a little rough around the edges, and that's because of the oud that's in there. Perfect rose fragrance too, as well. They both dive into the Taif rose. You know, Taif rose is one of those from the Taif rose is produced. It takes, I believe, 10,000 plus rose petals, 10,000 plus rose petals to create one vial of the one valve of the juice from that petal to go into these fragrances. 10,000 petals to make one vial. So you know that Taif liquid is kind of expensive, all right? But the fragrance we're focusing on is Peacock Throne from the House of Flamingo. Came out in 2013. Gonna run you probably like maybe 200, between 150 and 200, depending on where you go. Like I say, it's a woman's fragrance. I'm not gonna front. It's a woman's fragrance all day. Fellas, if you want to get your ladies a nice fragrance, Peacock Throne is a really good one from the House of Flamingo. Not expensive at all. 150, 200. Now, once again, I base all of my prices off of Neiman Marcus. All right, it's at the high point. If you are, you know, searching and do your research, I'm quite sure you can find it somewhere way cheaper. But I base all my prices off of Neiman Marcus. That's where I shop at mostly. All right, House of Flamingo, Peacock Rose. That's on the sweeter side with the focus on the Taif rose. Okay, the Taif rose. That's the main rose. Ah, man, this is a beautiful, sweet fragrance right here. That's the main rose that's in there. And then, but if you like that Taif rose DNA, you can go on the sweeter side, or if you want a little kick to it, you can go to Rosa Dove's Taif Oud with a little kick to it. Still the same Taif rose. Still the same Taif rose. Still beautiful fragrance. Okay. All right. Let's move to the next one. All right, fam. Next, going to the House of Simone Andreelli from the Portrait of Nights collection. And this one, now, this is another rose oud combination, but there's a twist with this one because they added raspberry to it. All right. And the fragrance is Rose of Dangerous Flamingo. I love that word, flamingo. You know, Monagon got a fragrance, Flamingo. That's a beautiful fragrance too. But House of Simone Andreelli, Rose of Dangerous Flamingo. Beautiful fragrance. Came out in 2022. Should run you no more than $200. No more, or maybe the low twos. Should be no more than the low twos. But telling you, yeah, it's another rose oud combination, but this one isn't tart. It isn't pungent. It doesn't have, it has a tiny bit in the opening. It has kick to it, but on the dry down, it's sweet because of the raspberry. But the oud, the rose, and the raspberries was prominent in there. Some other dried fruits in there, but they don't really take center stage like the rose and the raspberry. The oud is prominent again, and you would think by oud that it would last longer, but to my nose, it stuck around for a while, but it lost its battle with that rose and that raspberry. Like they were really, really in there, really nice. Gorgeous fragrance for a rose scent. Like I said, we're focusing on the note of rose, okay? The note of rose. If you love rose, then you're going to love these fragrances that I'm giving you. House of Simone Andreelli, and the fragrance is Rose. No, did I say that wrong? Yes. Rose of Dangerous Flamingo. So you have to say it like that. You have to say flamingo. You can't just say flamenco, 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 flamenco. No, you have to say flamingo. Okay? That's how you say it. All right. Let's get to the next one. Okay, fam. Next, we're going to the House of Rosendo Matu, and the fragrance is Sweet Rose. And that is exactly what it is. This came out in 2020. Another one that should run you no more than $200. Should be no more than $200. Yeah. Rose and Doma 2, Sweet Rose. Gorgeous fragrance, gorgeous. And here you got three different types of roses. Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, and it just gives you that plain ordinary rose, but that plain ordinary is still a factor within the DNA itself. So yeah, that rose in there is absolutely gorgeous. Now with this one, now the other ones were really on the feminine sweet rose side, except for the Taif Faoud that had a little kick to it. But this one, I'm not gonna say it has kick. I'm gonna say it has I'm not even gonna say maturity. I'm gonna say masculinity. It has a slight tad of masculinity to it, just a slight tad bit. And that's because I believe that's because of the white musk and the cedar. But it has just a tad bit of masculinity to it. Not too much. The rose is prominent, but the opening is slightly, very, and I say it yet again, very slightly with the fruit accord, okay? All right, but we're focusing on the note of rose. So then we're not going to dive into the other notes that are in this fragrance, okay? But this one is a more masculine, I'm not going to say masculine, but not as, it's fruity. Okay, yeah, we'll use the word fruity, but then those the musk and the cedar come in there and turn a little masculine, but the rose is the dominant note in there. That's why I say sweet rose. It is a sweet rose on the fruity side, but to my nose, on the dried out, it turns slightly, very slightly to a masculine rose fragrance, okay? Gorgeous fragrance, get a sample. Never blind buy, always get a sample because it's your money and I don't think you can return it. All right, once you open it, the package is yours. Once the plastic come off, boom, it's yours for sure. Let's get to the next one. All right, fam. Now this next one, this is one of the top rose fragrances in the game. One of the top rose fragrances in the game. Now it's not my favorite rose fragrance, but it is one of the top rose fragrances, and it took me for the longest time to really get into this fragrance. I don't know, just wasn't feeling it because I don't know, but after some time it grew on me and I started to liking it, and now we have it. House of Frederick Mall and its Portrait of a Lady. The rose in here is I always wipe it off then touch it again. And I always put the nozzle on my nose. I have to really stop doing that. Yeah, this Portrait of a Lady is it's not sweet, but it is sweet. It's not sweet, but it is sweet. Really good fragrance. The rose in here is it's not a sweet rose. It's almost not even floral. To me, it's floral, but it's almost not floral. I mean, that's probably why I couldn't get to it, because I couldn't figure the fragrance out. I couldn't figure it out, but not saying it's not a good fragrance. That's really what makes it intriguing, because it's, you try to pick up on this note, then you pick up on that note. The rose is dominant. But I think what does it is the raspberry and the cinnamon. And I think that's what would probably kind of get me going in a different direction. But Portrait of a Lady, Frederick Mall. Now this will run you about $295. Came out in 2010. And it's still one of their top sellers. I think, my favorite fragrance from Frederick Mall is Promise. That's my favorite one, but that's for a different story. That's a different one. Okay, but Portrait of a Lady, 2010, run you about $295. And once again, I base all my prices off of Neiman Marcus. Get a sample of it. If you have never tried any of these fragrances, always get a sample first. Never blind buy, please. I can't stress that enough. I can tell you that, yeah, they're perfect for whatever the title is, and this title is the note of rose. So these are perfect rose fragrances. If you are a lover of the rose accord, then these are 5. Well, actually I did 6. I did 2 at the beginning. depending on which direction you want. If you want a sweet, or if you want a little oomph. But with Portrait of a Lady, it's not sweet, but it is sweet. You know, it's right in the middle. It's floral, but it's not as floral. Portrait, get a sample. Really good fragrance from the House of Frederick Mall. Okay. All right, let's get to my last one. All right, family. This last one right here, yeah, this one right here is a firecracker. I mean, when I say firecracker, I mean it is not to where it's spicy, or what I'm gonna say overly spicy, or to where it's just all over the place. No, it's a firecracker because the rose is here, the rose is dominant, but it's like a rose with, you smell a rose and it just got spice all over it. Not to where it's burning your nose or making you sneeze and like that, but a really nice spice to it. All right, House of Initio Parfums, and it is Atomic Rose. Gorgeous. Oh man, yeah. And the dry down on this is just absolute monster. If you are a lover of the rose note, these are 5 perfect rose fragrances for you. 5 perfect rose fragrances. This came out in 2019, I believe. Run you about probably about between 250 and 300. Between 250 and 300, that'll run you. Gorgeous fragrance. The rose in here is done right. Got a little spice to it with that pink pepper. And it got 2 types of roses. Bulgarian and Turkish, you know, a little citrus in there, but the pink pepper and the 2 rose notes in here is really what does this fragrance. And the vanilla adds a little slight sweetness to it on the dry down. That's what really makes it beautiful. You really gonna love this fragrance. You really gonna love this fragrance. If you, I can't stress that enough. I cannot stress it enough. If you are a lover of rose, a rose fragrance, all 5 of these will be perfect for you. All right, it's Mother's Day. It is Mother's Day. And this the thing right here on Mother's Day. You know, this real quick. Every restaurant, all the malls, everything gonna be, Mother's Day is an unofficial holiday. It truly is. It is an unofficial holiday. All the churches be throwing dinners. You can't get a reservation. You got to make a reservations 4 months in advance for Mother's Day at all the top restaurants, because they all gonna be booked. I'm telling you, that's a true fact. But let Father's Day roll around, you can't find a pair of socks nowhere. All right, fam, or a tie. All right, fam. I'm just messing. Those are my 5 rose fragrances. I hope you enjoyed it. Get a sample of them. Check them out. Those are my 5 best roses. So I gave you, cover different areas, spicy, sweet, some with a little kick, some with real floral, some, that aren't as far, but, try to cover all areas with the rose note. So if you're interested and you love the rose, get samples of them, try them, let your boy know what you think, okay? All right, first time viewers, thank you for tuning into the channel, Suits and Scents. Before you make any decisions, go back, check out some of the other videos from Suits and Scents, go from there. Continue views. Much love. Can't stop, won't stop. Not gonna stop. It's not gonna happen, okay? It's just not gonna happen. We're gonna keep this thing rolling, all right? To the next video, deuces.